Good morning, you guys. I'm going to start letting people get the notifications and come into the room. I was getting ready to do a video and upload it. I was like, I ain't got time to do no video and upload it. I just rather go live. Hey, long live Janice and talk about this. Hey, Gristle. I was looking at a Tyler Perry movie last night. I'd be like, I likes this movies in this place. I said that I'm gonna look at Meet the Browns today. Let's see, Gristle, Michelle, New to You, The Black Barbie, Pretty Brown Eyes, Sierra, Long Live Janice. You know what? I love my favorite one of his plays is Mud Diz Family Reunion. Oh my God, it is so funny to me. I never get enough of it. I like Meet the Browns, and I love Meet the Browns, the movie, because Rick Fox is in it. And just the plot of where it is, I know that it is on a studio situation, but I'd be like, I just wish I could find a house in the country and like live on a street where, of course, the houses are nice, like Mama's Family with a lot of older people. I mean, I would love that. I keep saying like when as I get older, I'm waiting for the land and stuff to start going back down. I want to build me a house on a farm and grow my own food, sit on my porch with all of my land around me and drink lemonade and rock, and then have a pond. I already got a lake with fish in it and go fishing. That's my idea of just growing old and being happy. Me too. I love all that. It ain't nothing like that good old fish that you catch and then you go and clean it and put it in the skillet, child. I'm telling you. Okay, I wanted to talk about actor Christian Keys accuses a powerful man in Hollywood of harassment. And he says it's been going on for years, y'all. And he says that he has recordings and everybody has been speculating about who he's talking about. um hey, a lot of people, because when I first started seeing Christian, he was I started seeing him in those Tyler Perry movies, okay, because he was in quite few of his plays. And I'm gonna tell you something, it is alleged that Tyler Perry is gay, okay. Why he does not come out, I don't know, but I'm gonna, if I could find to show y'all a video of a man that was out in Tyler Perry. Then when he came on again, they had whooped his ass cat raggedy. But he claimed, he was like, Tyler Perry them didn't do this, he didn't do this, but he was probably too scared. But he was like, he's in the gay community, and Tyler Perry hung with them before he got big, and he was like, he's got a big platform, and a lot of the LGBTQ community find it offensive for men that have platforms like Tyler Perry to be in the closet and not use his platform to advocate for gay rights and things of that nature. So that was his plight. That's what he was mad about. He was speaking out, but a lot of people were saying that Tyler can't come out because allegedly because his community, the people that support him, he has a real big Christian community. But hey, it's what kills me about a lot of the Christians is that's what somebody was saying. He's talking about billionaire Robert Smith. A lot of the Christian community have the nerve talking about, well, homosexuality is an abomination, but they molesting all the damn kids. That's a damn abomination too. Hell, I don't have hey, I have my beliefs. I believe God made woman for man, but if two men want to bump booties, I don't have no issues with that. Just like if a man and a woman want to bump booties, right? But I do have issues with men doing something to children. To me, that's the damn abomination. They wants to pick and choose what the abomination is, right? But anyways, we want to talk about that, y'all, because y'all know how I get down. I be real blunt with it. Let me show y'all this, okay? And a lot of people have been coming forward, you guys, in the wake of what happened to this Puffy situation, right? And y'all, did y'all hear that the person, allegedly the person, the fun boy that Puffy was hiring, and that was doing things with him and Cassie, allegedly, somebody was telling me that they're saying that they found him unalived. They found him unalived. And I'm like, hey, it I don't know if it's true. Somebody told me that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is true, right? Hold on one second. Hold on, guys. I know y'all probably seen it, but we just gonna do a reaction situation together. How about that? I missed y'all, so I was like, everybody done talked about it, but I just had to have a reason to come on, child. Hold on.
Let me cut the TV. It'll be this loud. What's going on, y'all? I want to talk to you about some stuff, and it's been on my heart, so I want to speak on it. All right. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing amazing. I've been speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. And I really, like, it's in my bone marrow to discuss that, because thankfully God built me the way that he built me, but I'm not sure, based on this person's claims and brags, that he's literally got, at the same time this person was sexually harassing me for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. And clearly that's why it felt to him that it was okay to say these things. And I want to have these discussions. I want to be transparent with y'all about that. I've done my best to forgive this person, but it happens. It happens. It's not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. And that's why a lot of my posts over the last few years have been about taking the scenic route, taking the long way around, because if that means that you can carry your integrity with you, then, and it's 11:11. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for another opportunity to connect with you. Please forgive my sins, my shortcomings, my bad decisions, and my mistakes. Please continue to guide and protect us as only you can. Everybody that's watching, It's not a presentation. If I see 1111, I try to have another conversation with God. So thank you, Heavenly Father. I appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen. That's interesting. But there are people that will and have and will continue to, unfortunately, offer these things. And some of them are your heroes. Some of them are people who y'all like, oh yeah, such and such is amazing, and he does this and he does that. Yeah, but he also does this and that. I at some point soon it's gonna have to come out. I've kept one of these on me since '05. Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. And once the sexual harassment started, I was like, well, I got to protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above. And the difference is, the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that they can't prevent you from turning all of those things over to the police, because sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And Tams, you literally just asked, why do we as Black people have to deal with that? But sometimes it's our own people. Sometimes it's our own heroes. Sometimes it's the very people we deify. And we look up like, oh, they're doing so much. They're doing so much. No, they're also doing this. And my only reservation about naming the people, there was directors along the way like, hey, you read for this, that, and the other. You want to come back up to the apartment? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You got my headshot, my resume, and I'm good. If I can handle that or not. I can kill that, but I don't need to come up to your apartment. We already had the audition. There's other people that I want to say everything, and my brother was like, nah, not yet. I want to tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. I want to speak on it. And the good news is that they don't even have to believe me. Hopefully they would, but even if they don't, they can hear this person. Since sexual harassment started, I've carried many recorder devices on me, keychains, pens, thumb drives with a charged battery that get 6, 7, 8 hours, all the above. So I have the conversations. I really want to air that shit out, because it bothers me when I'm alone at night. Like, man, the world is celebrating this person, and they don't even know the shady and predatory way in which this person moves, and the way that, predators resent the prey that gets away. So when you don't say yes, when you don't say, okay, I'll acquiesce and, sign up and literally and figuratively play ball, because we're not doing that, they resent you. This is a conversation we're going to have, and we're going to have soon, because it bothers me in my spirit that I can forgive people. That's one thing. But yeah, P, we don't play ball. That's my brother in there. And he knows the real deal. He knows the who. I'm good. Somebody said, you don't look okay. I'm okay. I have peace. I'm literally strategically planning my next 8 moves. I'm good. God got me, because he was watching when I was offered these opportunities and I didn't say yes. I didn't sell my soul or my ass. Excuse my French, y'all. I know some of y'all, hopefully y'all have no kids around, but I didn't sell nothing for success. It's like, nah, that's not what I want. I ain't into that. I ain't into dudes. I got an only beard in the bed policy. Mine is the only beard in the bed. Yeah, we ain't doing none of that. I don't get out like that. And these people kept on for years. Sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And where I'm at now is that in the middle of the night, I think about if I'm brave enough to name the person. I'll take a polygraph live. I'll take 5 polygraphs live. And I'll pass all of them because it's the truth. This person is a predator, and he's one of several. And it's a shame, man. But I think it's time. I want to, and I know, P, I know you on here. I want to say everything now. And I have proof. It's not like I'm just making false accusations. I intentionally let the statute of limitations expire. It's not about money, but I'm going to have to take the receipts, the recordings down to the police department and let them hear this individual. I wasn't working for him in the month and the year that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I declined because, again, scenic route. I got my integrity with me. I'll take the long way around. But being that I wasn't working with him and we were in my apartment, he had visited my apartment to offer me a job of this fall because the lead of this particular project was going to do something else. So he needed another lead. I recorded it because I didn't trust him. And I had told him over and over. And he still always tried shit. Just tried shit. So if people don't believe me, they can hear him in his voice. I have always kept something on me. Always. Even if my phone is off. Something else is, if I'm around somebody that has tried to sexually harass me, pressure me, intimidate me into some nonsense, I've always kept something on me. so I can protect myself. Because if they're that powerful and they feel that entitled, then they can also try to get in the way of your work. I want to speak on it. I also want to keep making great things and creating jobs and opportunities. But oh no, I got backups for the backups for the backups for the backups. I've watched way too many Jason Bourne movies not to have 15 backups. I can press play and you can hear the person and you'll know immediately who the person is that's offering me 100 grand a strip. You'll know right away and it'll break your heart. I won't have to say the person's name, but I can and I will. I don't mind doing a polygraph or 3 or 5 on live TV, and I'll pass all of them because it's the truth. This industry is something else. It's wonderful, and we get to chase our dreams, and we get to live other lives. I get to be a judge or an FBI agent. I get to be a girl dad. And some of the people that you think are your mentors are literally and figuratively just trying to fuck you. I have documentation from the dealership for the car that they tried to buy as an apology for offering me 100 grand a strip. It's time. I really want to just clear the air because I'm tired. And then where I'm at now, it's if it still feels like that person is fucking with you just to fuck with you, just to mess with you. The industry can be wonderful. I'm grateful, be clear, that this person showed me how not to be. When I'm a boss, people get daps and church hugs. The attractive women that work on even on my shows, my productions, they getting daps and church hugs. That's it. Because this person showed me how not to be when I'm in charge and when I built something and when I created something. I hear you, Pernell. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna dial it back. You get on my nerves because I know you're right, but it's in my fucking bone marrow and I'm tired of this person gallivanting around doing these PR stunts. Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. Well, then speak on if you gonna have. Woo! We're gonna have a conversation, y'all, really soon. Really, really soon. Really soon. And I thank God that he made me the way that I am, because I know he sat back and watched, like, what are you gonna do? Like, are you going to acquiesce and take this movie that's gonna make 60, 70, $80 million? Are you gonna take this picture? Are you gonna go to that late night audition, that late night table read? No, you ain't built me like that. I'm beat, shot at, stomped out more than most of the people that are here on this live put together. P, I'm gonna call you in a minute. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna air it out, but I'm so fucking close because I'm tired. I'm tired. And it needs to be told. And the bad part is I'm gonna be painted as the villain when I was the one that was sexually harassed for years, bullied, intimidated, and sexually harassed for years. And I'm going to be painted as the villain because y'all have deified this person. And then if a person tells you over and over, first of all, in general, you have no right to touch anybody. None. None. Now, that's why I'm careful. Like when I do my shows and everything, it's church hugs. I put the veils on and I kiss people on the hair up here. Nothing sexual, nothing weird, nothing crazy. And I'm trusting that, the fans will receive that out of a place of love and connection. But you are not allowed to touch somebody without their permission. Not allowed to try to touch them in a sexual or private place without their permission. And if they've already declared, like, hey, bruh, I get that that's your thing, but I like black women and Hennessy. And so miss me with the bullshit, because I'm never going to be open to that. I'm never going to swing at that pitch. Like I'm batting for this team over here. God made ovaries and fallopian tubes and vagina, labia majora, labia minora, uterus. This is wonderful over here. So I'm going to stay over here, like, chill. And then this person still tries to grab you, physically grab you. Cassie speaking out has reminded me about not just me, because it was brutal going through it, because it lasted for years. But her speaking out, people need to know. And the funny thing is, predators like that, they resent the prey that got away. They resent the prey that got away, the prey that didn't fold, the prey that didn't acquiesce and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take this L and sacrifice my morals for this opportunity. Nah. That was around the time that I was considering going back to Michigan, 08, 09, because work was slow and the work that was coming was offered with a side of penis. And yeah, that don't do nothing for me. I'm batting for y'all team. So, yeah, at some point soon, I've spoken with my attorney and trying to figure out how to deal with it. It's never been about money. I literally intentionally let the statute of limitations pass. It's not about money or being able to sue. But at some point, really soon, the police report is going to be filed, and I'll turn over the recordings of the inappropriate behaviors and the inappropriate offers, and I'll turn over the paperwork for the car that was bought as an apology for offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. And y'all can hear him. His voice is very distinctive. And I want to empty. I'm tired of carrying this shit. There's a reason now why I fight more than ever when somebody wrongs me, and why I almost too aggressively speak up is because I wasn't brave enough to then. And I regret not being able to be strong enough, and I resent that part of me that wasn't strong enough to speak up about it. It's taking everything in me not to air out everything and put all the recordings online, put all the paperwork and the PDFs online. There's no reason that this person's company would be on the bill of sale for a vehicle unless it's right after the time-stamped recording of him offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, I don't have to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Like, you know, I'm not into that. I don't fuck around like that. I don't do that. What the fuck? What? Leave. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get out. I thought you were my brother and my friend. And this definitely has nothing to do with my brother who's in here. Be clear. I thought this person was a brother type figure, a mentor type figure. But for you to continuously throw these opportunities, you know good and damn well all it ever was you pretending to be a mentor trying to get some ass. That'll never happen. I don't bat for that team. Yeah, but I gotta get off of here and talk to my brother because I'm so fucking close to just airing everything out. I'm just dumping everything online in the morning. I'm tired, man. I'm not forgiving myself. I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't brave enough back then because somebody said, forgive yourself. KG, it's heavy on my heart, man. And I'm tired. And we around here deifying people that go out and do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna pay off this, and I'm gonna pay off that, and I'm gonna pay off that. But at the same time, these same people are predators. I'm not blaming myself for saying no. I'm not blaming myself for almost quitting acting. I'm just mad at me for not being brave enough to say something sooner. That's the only thing that I regret. I wish I'd have been brave enough. I'm him now. I know who I am. I know who God built me to be. And I'm not afraid of those consequences. My concern is that a lot of y'all are going to be like, man. And your immediate reaction is going to be like, oh, well, we got to protect our deity. We got to protect. It's going to have to happen. I'm interested to see which peers are mad at me because it may interfere with their work. But yeah, you get a grown ass man that knows that you're heterosexual and you're sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room because he says it's safe. Because I know I'm bent, so I'm after a big party. Won't say what type, won't say where. I'm sleep. I'm gone because I'm 4-5 Hennessy's deep and not short Hennessy's either. And this dude tries to climb into bed with you. So you spaz out, push him out, like, what the fuck? Get ready to leave. He apologizes, blame it on the alcohol. And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man. All right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab your penis. He tries to shake and grab your equipment. And you spaz even more. Like, what the fuck you doing, man? What the fuck? Oh, my bad. So you go to leave, he tries to do it again. Now, at that point, my only regret is not breaking multiple bones in this person's face. Like beating the dog shit out of this person, right? Because that's available to me at all times. That inner grizzly bear is always available, but in the moment, I'm like, what the fuck? And but you got a guy that's a billionaire, and I got $3 grand in my bank account, who they gonna believe? Right? I got that $3,000. That's my son's mom's rent for next month. Got to make sure little man's taken care of. That's my rent, and that's a little bit for the gas tank, and the rest of it I can go to the dollar store and get some bread and bologna and hot dogs and mustard, and I can get by. Work was slow, and a lot of the work that was coming it had penis attached to it. I'm like, fuck that, man. That's not what I want. That's not what I'm about to do. I regret not speaking up then, not being brave enough to, and I regret not hurting this person, because I got a big heart. Mother had a big heart. Mother's heart was as big as Flint, Michigan. She was like a little yellow boy. You finna come and you gonna be a part of my family. And I always try to think about things, and not lash out, even though I wanted to, even though I want to. I'm mad at me for not hitting him. I'm mad at me for not speaking up and saying something. Because between that year and now, how many young Black actors have fell for that? How many of them, and you can hear him say it on you can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him say that he has several guys, multiple guys on payroll, 6 figures a year, that pop up and they do whatever he wants and they go back home. So they pop in, they grab their ankles, they do whatever he wants. And I'm like, I'm not finna fucking do that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to make it that bad. I want to be able to shave in the fucking morning without any grief or any regret or any shame waiting for me in the mirror. There's a trauma that comes with being bullied and intimidated and sexually harassed like that. And the bad part is when the truth comes out, a lot of y'all in here gonna be like, man, I don't believe it. And you can watch me on whatever news station. I'll take polygraphs live on TV. You can hear the recordings yourself. Person has a very distinctive voice when they offer me $100,000 to take my clothes off. Person has very distinctive voice when they literally sexually assault me and try to grab my private parts, and I'm blocking their hand like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, my bad, and tries to do it again. Some of these people are y'all heroes. Some of these people y'all have deified and set up on a stool or on a stoop. It's taking everything in me not to say. But I promise you this. I will promise you this. As an executive on the show, I'm grateful for this person for showing me how not to.
Okay, so I think it started repeating itself. But anyways, you guys, who do you all think it is, allegedly? Who do you all think that it is? Before I get into my commentary, who do you all think that it is? That's exactly, Althea, what it is in Hollywood. TP, I want to see who you all think that it is that he's talking about. Let's see, Christian Keys, Terry Crews, and Kendall. Kendall is from Flint, Michigan. Hey, Chastity. I think it's the manager Terry Crews talked about for VME. Star says she just read on social media that Tyler Perry's name was cleared. I've heard some people say, do y'all think that it was Puffy? He basically said who it was have to do with a show that lead person is leaving. So who was it? Who then JL Puckett? I don't put none past him since he out here wearing dresses. Clive? You think it's Clive Davis? Y'all make sure y'all run the likes up. Well, he tried to say he was a billionaire. I doubt that he's a billionaire, though. You're right. And he has not. Didn't he say he give millions of dollars to the HBCUs? I don't believe it was Tyler, but I don't know who it is. Okay. Well, I'll say this. When I first started seeing him, when I first started seeing this young man, and he could have been in other things, but I started seeing him in Tyler Perry Plays, which it means nothing. But allegedly, like I was looking at some stuff earlier, and people are saying that it's billionaire Robert Smith, allegedly. He's the one that has given millions of dollars to the HBCUs. They're saying that it's, billionaire Robert Smith. I don't know. But a lot of people somebody sent me something, Terrell. I got that. They're saying, some people are saying they think that it's TD Jakes. Is TD Jakes a billionaire? He probably is. He don't, because his money tax free. Who's leaving a show? I don't know who's leaving a show. So why do you all think that he's speaking out now? Why do you all think? Are you about to play the video? I just played his video, Sherelle. But remember, Terry Crews 6 years ago accused a Hollywood was he a Hollywood manager, or I forget what they call him. He accused him of harassment, and they pretty much wanted to try and throw Terry Crews up under the bus a little bit. They kind of wanted to try to make him backpedal some. It definitely could be Tyler Perry too, but Robert Smith, I'm about to do a deep dive. TD Jakes is evil, and on Hillsong Church board with Lou Taylor, evil man that I've heard took lives. For years after leaving WME under a cloud of allegations of sexually assaulting Terry Crews, one-time agent Adam Bennett has now been accused of an abundance of crimes and more by his wife. I don't know, you guys. It could be anybody, but in my opinion, and this is just allegedly, I don't know, when I first heard it, the first thing that came to my mind was, I wonder if he's talking about Tyler Perry. And the reason it came to my mind was because I know he used to be in a plethora of Tyler Perry plays. It was seeming to me when I first started seeing him, it was in Tyler Perry's plays and movies. And I'm told that Tyler Perry liked men that look like him, allegedly. That's just what I'm told. I was checking his height. I was like, well, let me see what his height is, and he's 6'2". They say he like them light skinned with good hair and tall, allegedly. Okay. Now I was looking at Gene Deal, and this is before all of this came out, like a month ago. And the person that was interviewing Puffy's bodyguard asked him, did he know anything about Tyler Perry? And he said, I don't know anything about Tyler Perry other than one time we was on a cruise with Puffy, and Tyler Perry and a lot of other celebrities was there, and me and another bodyguard was sitting at the sitting at a table at the bar. And he said that that allegedly Tyler Perry tried to pick up the other bodyguard. The waiter came over to the table with a real expensive bottle of wine, like $1,000 bottle of wine, and said to the other bodyguard, the guy over at the bar told me to bring you this bottle of wine. And they looked up, it was Tyler Perry sitting at the bar, and he winked. So I mean, I don't think he just made that up off of his head, but he said, but other than that, and I have to say this is allegedly, he said, but other than that, I don't know anything about Tyler Perry, so hey, it could be anybody, when he said the way the guy sounds. Thank you, Ronald Grace. I appreciate that so much. He said the way that the guy sounds, some people were saying they think that it could have been Puffy. But when, like stuff that I read online, even before this happened, when people was allegedly outing Tyler Perry, I mean, it ain't even about outing him. It's just about him deciding to come out, right? I guess he'll do that when he wants to. If he's gay, okay. But people said that he had a type, and his type was tall guys that was light skinned, the pretty boy type with pretty hair. I think about Rick Fox, and y'all know Rick Fox is gorgeous. Okay, Rick Fox is gorgeous. And so I remember somebody asking Rick Fox, how did he end up getting in Meet the Browns? Y'all, I love looking at the movie Meet the Browns so I could look at Rick Fox's smile. That smile melts me, okay? And he was like, well, Tyler Perry, they were in Beverly Hills, and Tyler Perry, he was trying to rush and get across the street to somewhere, and Tyler Perry was in his car and saw him. And he said later Tyler Perry said, he didn't even see Tyler Perry. And he said later Tyler Perry said when he saw him, he recognized him. He was like, I got to put him in one of my movies. Hey, it worked out good, but hey, Mr. Keys began working with Tyler Perry back in 2005. And he stated that's when it began. Wow. Like I said, hey, a lot of stuff that allegedly that has happened with Tyler Perry. Hold on, because I want to bring this up. A man broke into his studio, didn't it? Hold on. Here it is right here. Y'all remember Tyler Perry had a stalker? Hold on, y'all. Y'all, this right here was Tyler Perry's stalker that broke into his house. He said Tyler Perry, they knew each other. Tyler Perry said he knew him, but he fired him. The man said Tyler Perry needed to talk to him, and then he later went on to allege that there was some type of relationship. This is him right here, y'all. They said they painted the man as being a stalker of Tyler Perry, but come to find out he knew Tyler Perry personally. That's him right there. The man went on to say That's him right there. Ain't he light skinned with pretty hair too? You know, I knew something was wrong when he broke into Tyler Perry's house. He broke a window out at his studio and crawled in the window. You know, I mean, stalkers are crazy now. They are, but I just didn't believe that he was a stalker, right? Hold on, let me see. It says Tyler Perry, best known for The Temptation and House of the Pain, is suing a man who is accused of stalking him. According to the latest report, and this was in 2014, Tyler Perry is asking the judge for an order of protection against employee Joshua Soleil. So he was an employee. Tyler Perry, he was one of Tyler Perry's employees, and Tyler Perry said he started stalking him, right? Let me finish reading it. It says law enforcement officials, it says according to court documents, Joshua has repeatedly tried to make contact with Perry. The latest incident alarmed the Media star after Soleil broke into Tyler Perry's studio and refused to leave the premises. Law enforcement officials were called to the scene of Tyler Perry's studios in Atlanta, where they made contact with an African-American male. A security guard at the scene alerted police that the man inside was Joshua Soule, a former employee who no longer had permission to be on Tyler Perry's premises. Fulton County learned that the strange man who had insisted on speaking with Tyler Perry had shut down the power, their surveillance video system, and alarm system. How could he shut that down unless he had all the codes to that stuff, right? And it says the incident occurred on Thursday evening, blah, blah, blah. It says the young man wasn't fired and didn't get into it with anyone at the studio. He just decided that he wanted to meet. So he came up to the executive office. Somehow the power to the restricted doors was turned off. The security team thinks this was deliberately done, and the employee came up to the executive office saying that he wanted to meet me. The accountant that he said this to was scared by it. So she called security. In the 15 seconds that it took for them to get upstairs to look for him, he seemed to have vanished. That happened in 2014, y'all. And then the man went on to give interviews, saying Tyler Perry had did him wrong and all of that. So but hey, maybe he was a stalker, because when a person don't want to deal with you and you're insistent on attaching yourself to them, or having, you want to, you just, how some people are crazy, they just want to attach themselves to you. That is stalking. Okay. Anyways, that was another incident. Hold on one second, y'all. I want to show y'all this. I don't see that video. I had wanted to show y'all the man that got beat up. Hold on. But we're not saying that it was Tyler Perry. We we don't know who it is, but this right here is the man.
From Good Morning Facebook family and friends. Today is Wednesday, and I did a video last week, and I talked about my friendship with Tyler Perry, and I got a lot of comments and a lot of responses from a lot of people and were furious that I would out him or anyone. I want to say that I've always felt that there is no correct or politically correct way to out someone.
Okay. So this video was done 10 years ago. And the reason I'm not going to play all of that, that was the young man who talked about Tyler Perry, about how they took it personally that Tyler Perry would not come out because they supported Tyler Perry in the struggle. And then when he became this billionaire, this millionaire, he decided to leave the gay community behind and deny it, according to this man. And the reason I brought this up is because this was trending on the internet at the time. And then when we saw the man again, when he did another live, his arm was in a cast, and his eye was hanging out. Somebody, unknown person, had beat him up real bad right after he did that video. And he was adamant about it didn't have nothing to do with Tyler Perry. He just didn't know who it was. Okay. So anyways, I just brought that up, but hey, I think Christian Keys, he seems like he's in a lot of distress, and I think it's because I'm hearing that show that he's produced, because he actually wrote a book. That show was inspired by a book that Christian Keys wrote, that Queen's whatever that show is that he's producing. And with the show getting so much rave reviews, and I'm hearing that a lot of people look at it, I've never seen it, right? But because I don't look at I'll look at a few movies, but if it ain't no crime stuff, no CIA movies and FBI movies and stuff, for some reason my brain don't function right. That's the type of stuff that I look at all the time. And so but anyways, and I do look at a few Tyler Perry movies when I want a laugh or something. But it seems like that Christian is in a lot of distress, and I think it could be the more that he's getting bigger, because I hear when you start to get bigger in Hollywood, when you start to go up in Hollywood, okay, there are things that are required of you, and it looks like to me he's in a lot of distress, because somebody is probably requiring something of him, and it's probably more than one person, right? As a matter of fact, he did say it was more than one, right? That is requiring him to try and sell his soul. And you could tell that he's a Christian. I believe him. I don't think it has anything to do with extortion, because the man right now is at the top of his game. I think people are dangling his career in his face. If you don't do this like everybody else has done, then you could kiss your career goodbye. And so I hope everybody stands behind him, because we ain't just knowing now that Hollywood is Holly weird. We see what they do to children. We seeing when they was talking about the casting couch, what they was doing to women. It was always weird, but now they're really out in the open with trying to annihilate, especially masculine Black men. They're trying to kill masculinity when it comes to Black men. That's the reason why I say I definitely believe him. And I think it's extremely hurtful to me, even more so, that you have other Black men doing it. If you're going to be gay, if two consensual gay people get together and do their thing, that's one thing. But when you're trying to annihilate black men, demasculate black men, and we already know what the agenda, but to have other black men working along with it because they're damn freaks is with that agenda is extremely hurtful to me. So I absolutely 100% believe him. I think they put a lot of pressure on him. That's the reason why he's saying, hey, I can go back to get in small parts if I need to. It takes a real big man to say that. It's a lot of people say, somebody was saying, well, he was a stripper. Well, even if he'd been a stripper in the past, it's like if a woman had been a prostitute or a whore, if she decides that she want to be a preacher, because a lot of them have been, if she want to change her life, then if a man walks up to her and proposition her and she say no, and he tries to force himself on her, that is a crime. I think that's the issue now. People don't know how to accept no. If a person don't want anything to do with you, if they ain't with that, leave them alone. And I think that's an issue even with adults. Mental illness is thick. I'm telling you, it's running rampant. I don't know if it's in the water or the food, but you got a bunch of old Negroes and others that don't know how to accept no. You don't accept no, I'm gonna ruin your life. Mentally sick. I think that this is what this man is having to deal with, and the pressure and the stress. And I'm glad that he has recorded it. Okay. I'm glad that he does that. I'm telling you all, like, I am a stickler for documentation, and not just because I'm an investigator, but I just have a habit of documenting stuff and doing it 2 or 3 times and putting it in different places, right? That's just how I am. Put stuff in safe. Okay, I got it in safe. I got it here. I give it to this person. I just got a habit of doing stuff like that, right? And I'm glad that he has a habit, had a habit of doing it. And hey, I just hope that people, like when he said, people got these people propped up, like like the children of Israel, I believe, had Baal propped up. They're worshiping other gods, they're worshiping statues, and you have a lot of human beings that are worshiping celebrities so much that they are making celebrities that are on TV doing all types of demonic stuff. They don't even hide it now. That's my son's role model. This lady got horns and everything growing all up out of her head. They all on TV humping and doing everything because hey, they put anything on TV now. I remember a time there were certain things that could not be on TV. They didn't even allow you to cuss. I come from that era where they didn't allow you to cuss on TV. They would beep it out. You couldn't say certain things. If you got caught up in some type of scandal where it was some type of sexual assault, your career was over. Nobody would touch you if you came out. If it came out. But now, people are so desensitized. That person was sexually assaulted. Well, I had went through it because I was sexually assaulted too. So if they went through it, I got to go through it too. Well, it's just normal. It ain't a damn thing normal about somebody violating you. But people have become so desensitized. Somebody violates you and attach themselves to you and cause blunt force trauma. People feel like it is okay. It ain't okay. That's one of my pet peeves. And we see it on here, which is the reason why I'm going all out on these niggas on here that violated me. I'm not letting it go. I'm not happy. I feel like I have been raped. What these men on here did to me. Violating me, hacking my stuff, looking at me in my TV. Dang, I got more sense than any of them. Well, she crazy. They crazy. They call you crazy when they think that you ain't got proof of what they done. Okay? So I understand this man. I understand. No, I'm not gonna let it go. That's the reason why I talk about it, because I ain't letting it go. And the more I find out, the madder I get. You don't assault me on the internet, and then when you think, well, we got her information, we tired now. No, motherfucker, it ain't over until I say it's over. Either you gonna die or you gonna go to jail. I stand on it. Okay, I'm gonna see you die of a damn overdose, motherfucker, or you gonna go to jail. It's one of the two. It ain't over until I say it's over. And it ain't over. Y'all violated me. So I understand, okay, what this man is going through. I understand it. Right? Michelle says, look how Diddy sold his soul for industry. And now they said, I use you up. It's by Diddy. But that's exactly what they did to Diddy. P. Diddy ought to be ashamed of himself. P. Diddy had a lot of good talent. You don't hear about nobody that did anything that worked with P. Diddy, okay, that is real wealthy. The only reason why Faith Evans might be wealthy is because of some of those royalties that she got coming in, you know, from Biggie. And I like Faith's music. It's a lot of her songs that I still like, that I still listen to and got got downloaded. Okay. But you don't really hear about Mary J. Blige. You know, she might have been famous. See, people like to associate fame with wealth. They've made sure that fame and wealth is not associated at all, right? Fame and wealth is not associated at all. And so Mary J. Blige is real famous, but we saw how Mary J. Blige was having all types of trouble, right? Financially. She was having all types of trouble financially, you guys. So Mary J. Blige, I don't know how wealthy she is. Okay. I don't think she is that wealthy. I don't believe that she is that wealthy, right? But you know, Diddy had a lot of, no reason why she went broke at a point. Right. Diddy had a lot of, you guys, he had a great roster. He had artists that had great music. And you hear a lot of those artists talk about how they're destitute, how a lot of them filed bankruptcy, how a lot of them have had to have mental breakdowns. And then what ends up happening is P. Diddy turns around when he does this to those artists. He turns around, you guys, and blackball them and won't let anybody else work with them. P. Diddy did this to artists and to these artists, you guys, for many, many years. And I think it's a darn shame before God. And so he did this with the industry and worked with these big time producers in the background to help take down all these black artists when, I mean, everybody could have got wealthy. I feel like any artist that has the talent should be the one to get rich first. They're the ones with the talent. It ain't nothing. The producers that make the music, you know, everybody can get paid and get wealthy. There was no need for one person to be greedy. They used P. Diddy to do this to black artists that did not know anything about business and hijack these people and use their gifts as a dog and pony show, right? They hijacked them financially. I'm gonna make you famous, and you have to be careful. These young boys need to be careful when these folks, I'm gonna make you famous. Okay, now, okay, damn the fame. That's the reason why I have a lot of respect for Young Dolph. I want, where the wealth at? Because I'm trying to leave some financial wealth. I'm trying to leave some generational wealth for my family. Okay, so if I had a choice between being famous or rich, hey, I want to be rich, but it's unfortunate that a lot of people go say, I want to be famous, because they don't understand that fame and generational wealth is not associated. It's supposed to be, but they have detached it to take advantage of nothing but the black community. These young black artists with all of this talent, black people are very talented. Rap created in the Black community. All these Black boys are supposed to be billionaires. Instead, you got all of these other races have hijacked them and used cuckabug heads like P. Diddy as a vehicle to go into the Black community and hijack these folks and take advantage of them. And now they done gave him that nigga call. Hey, you done did it for 30 years. We don't need you no more because everybody done found him out. Ain't signing with him. Don't nobody sign with bad boys because they know how he get down. So now they can't really use him no more. They're going to give him that nigga call. We don't need you. You done hijacked and destroyed your own community. They, believe it or not, it's somebody else that's waiting to be raised up to get in, to take Diddy's place, to hijack their own community. It's a darn shame what Black people do for money. Then they say, we can't never overcome. We ain't gonna never overcome as long as we got cuckabug heads selling out for a dime. Okay? Now Diddy want to holler about this is what they do to Black men. He wasn't saying that when he was annihilating Black men, when he was doing what he was doing to women, they said allegedly, and I believe them, they said Diddy like men that he knew didn't swing that way. It gave him great pleasure to see them men get on their knees and beg him and do sexual favors that had never been with other men. They said that was the greatest. He felt like that was the greatest gift to him. Okay, so now they done used him up, got him to usher in a lot of this stuff. Diddy himself, y'all, started ushering in the early 2000s that, and I don't mean no harm, because Latino women and white women are all beautiful. We're all beautiful. But let's not make no mistakes. They used Diddy to usher in that Latino women and Asian women were the exoticas, when Black women have always been the exoticas. Okay, but that's what he started doing, making these cuckabug head Negroes think that anything other than a Black woman was desirable, right? That's what he did when white men, that's what white men wanted, because now what you see nothing but white men marrying Black women, okay? And they living a good life. I ain't got nothing against no interracial marriages, okay? Be with who gonna treat you right and love you right? But they single-handedly used P. Diddy for that. They used P. Diddy to usher in a whole lot of stuff in the Black community. Now they about to throw his Black ass in the garbage can. I already have. And I don't care. Okay, so when they get to hollering about, well, I have a, well, you know, Diddy did make some people famous. Somebody, a Black person that get up and say, well, you know, Diddy had made some people famous. All them folks that Diddy stole money from, he didn't do none of those artists right. But talking about he made them famous, y'all. He was supposed to make them rich. They was the ones with the gift. They were the ones with the gift, right? So, hey, I heard people all over the internet saying that they felt like that P. Diddy, all over the internet saying that they felt like one of the people was P. Diddy, and it could have very well have been. I don't know. It could have very well have been P. Diddy. But the first person that came to my mind, and it's allegedly, I don't have any proof, but the first person that came to my mind was Tyler Perry, because when I first started seeing the young man, it was in Tyler Perry's plays and Tyler Perry's movies. And there has been some stories that the media does not control, because see, Tyler Perry is still one of the favorites. So when they're one of the favorites, just like Diddy, this stuff has been going on. People been talking about what Diddy has been doing for years, but the media, because the powers that be, the same powers that be that enable them to do this stuff and teach them how to do it, they control the media. They would not let any of this stuff out. When you start seeing bad publicity, a lot of bad publicity getting out on artists, that's when you know that the elites is throwing them to the dogs, okay? Because those that are favored, they ain't gonna have no bad publicity. They're gonna buy everybody out, or they're gonna send cease and desist, okay? So when I started seeing all of this bad stuff, it's been happening now. It's been brewing for a year before Cassidy even came out. When I started seeing these reputable medias talk about Diddy getting on TV, being at parties, kissing allegedly gay men and all of that, I knew then that something was brewing. I knew then. They was letting them know then. Whatever he did to make them mad, they was letting them know, we get ready to throw you to the dogs if you don't sit down. Okay. So, hey, I've been seeing it for a year. I've been paying attention, and I've been kind of paying attention too. Now, there's some stuff been getting out about Beyonce and Jay-Z. So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. It's been mild, but I've been seeing more and more bigger media starting to put stuff out about Beyonce and Jay-Z, and it ain't nobody making them delete it or nothing like that. So, okay. Hey, it ain't no telling what's gonna go on with that. Okay, but I think they whooping Diddy's ass so cat raggedy. They turn his ass out the frame. So I think they're gonna use him as an example to scare all of the other ones. They're gonna bow down and do whatever. They're not gonna get out of line because they trying to send Diddy back to the projects, which he should go, because that's where he sent all his artists with all that talent that he pimped out back to the projects and to the crazy house, because he drove a lot of them crazy because he was so evil. So you know, like I said, Diddy name came up. That guy Robert Smith's name came up because they say he's the black billionaire you know, that's given to the HBCUs. But if I'm not mistaken, you know, Tyler Perry, y'all, TD Jake's name came up too. Hey, you know, it could be TD Jakes. You know, I don't know, but I've heard people allegedly, but his name came up too. But this stuff didn't just start happening in Hollywood. It didn't just start happening. You know, I know rappers, especially rappers from around the Memphis area. The Memphis area ain't just started having talented rappers, okay? The Memphis area has always had talented rappers. Even before Yo Gotti and them, Memphis helped to there was a lot of trend setting. I mean, they kind of updated a little bit, but Memphis has always set trends as far as a lot of the slang, a lot of the dances, a lot of that, even before Yo Gotti and them, and some other rappers that I know and have had conversations with that I've interviewed on my TV show from around the Memphis area that have had the opportunity to go national, talked about how demonic the music industry was. You know, I had a rapper to tell me that I had interviewed that when before, this is when they had CDs and stuff, they would have this Jewish guy to come in when they got ready to put out cassette tapes. It was cassette tapes at the time. They would have this Jewish guy with long hair to come in, but he worshiped the devil, and they would bring all the cassette tapes in, and he would start praying in that demonic that devil stuff over those CDs before they start sending them out to the record stores to pray a certain type of energy over it. Y'all, they've been doing this stuff. And so he was like, they messed him over. One of, you know, some of the guys that I've talked to said they got messed over so bad. They didn't want to mess with the industry no more. A lot of those guys, especially in Memphis, they sat in their classrooms at school and wrote all of those songs that ended up getting a lot of success. When the music industry started finding them, they licensed all them folk songs and really just completely financially just raped them. Really, they screw them over so bad, it put a bad taste on a lot of those artists' mouth, where it made them hate the music, right? Especially when you are a musical person. Some people are just musical geniuses. They're born with it a lot of times because it's in their blood. It comes from their bloodlines, and so they're born with it. And when you have this demonic energy that drains you, pimp your talent, it makes you hate the very thing that you love. That's the reason why you see a lot of them that don't really put out music no more. But this is the type of stuff that's been going on, and they use the puppies as a vehicle to go into the Black community and gain these young men trust and pimp them of their talent and their financial resources, because the money is supposed to go to them. They're the damn artists. Okay. K-Love says, yeah, the number one group out of the Memphis 10 got some dark stuff swarming around. So, y'all, I'm happy that he's coming out. But the thing about it is, I think that people should definitely, I think that people should definitely support him. You have to stand behind people, because I think this is the year of, I was talking to one of my sisters, I was talking to Demon, and we was like, this is the year of revelation. This God, and it's gonna spill over into next year. God is tired of, I've been, on my TV show, I've been saying for like the last 5 years that I just been feeling in my spirit, and I've been hearing God say, Pharaoh, let my people go. So this is an exposition. God is putting a lot of this stuff on display and exposing these people. It ain't for us. It ain't meant for God's people to be broke, busted, and disgusted. That's the reason why he gave us the talent. He gave you the talent because he says your gifts will make room for you. So he give you the talent so that you can go and prosper. And you got a lot of these devils that see your gift and want to pimp your gift and your anointing. That's the reason why you have to be very careful. They know a lot of these black boys that come up out the hood don't know nothing about business. They supposed to be the big dogs. They look at that as an example to come. Memphis is full of talent. Every other little dude you see in Memphis, if not all of them, they all got a damn talent. And so I feel like, just like what Young Dolph was doing, a lot of these older guys that's in the industry have a responsibility to try to protect all of that talent that's in Memphis, right? And show them or teach them or have some type of class to teach them about business, or at least try to point them into that direction. But a whole lot of them working with outside sources to come in and snatch up the Memphis talent and make a fool out of them and hijack their resources and pimp their gifts. That's what's going on. That's the reason why when y'all hear me say that Young Dolph was definitely a diamond in the city of Memphis, and more people, instead of going against him, they should have been trying to get like him so that they could have all came together. They could have had the whole South sewn up and worked to actively pull God's people out of bondage. That's what they should have did. That's what Young Dolph was doing, but they didn't do it. Instead, what they did was they shot themselves in the foot when they killed one of God's prophets, because the prophet comes to liberate God's people. And Young Dolph had an assignment to try and help to liberate the slavery that's going on with our people in the entertainment industry. They don't do it to nobody but the black people. Puffy has signed white folks, and you ain't never heard no white artists. He ain't had very many, but you ain't never heard no white artists. I believe Adele came through Puffy. You ain't heard Adele talk about Puffy hijacked nothing that she ever did. I bet you he wouldn't even tried it with her. He wouldn't have tried it with no white artists. He hijacked all of the people in his community and left them destitute. Okay. So I'm happy that there is an exposition. I believe Christian Keys, and I had my feeling of who it was when it first happened, and my mind, and this is just allegedly, it went towards TP. It could be the Robert Smith guy. It could be Puffy. It could be TD Jakes. But I'm just saying the first person I thought of, because I kind of affiliate him with Tyler Perry, because I've only seen him in Tyler Perry stuff. And I think now they're putting pressure on him because his show is so successful. They're saying that the more successful you get, you have to sell your soul if you're gonna consistently go up. Okay, and so I think that's what's going on. That this young man, a lot of pressure has been put on him to annihilate his manhood, and he don't want that, and he shouldn't have to do that. He shouldn't have to do it. Right. He shouldn't have to do that. So I stand behind the brother. I do. I stand behind him. I stand behind, I think about this, and I was doing some research on this, y'all, and it's been going on for so long. I think, can y'all remember the movie? And I hope I'm saying it right. Poltergeist. I think it was Poltergeist, where the lady was saying, "Come to the light, Carol Ann. Come to the light, Carol Ann." Y'all remember that movie, Poltergeist? It's an old movie that came out in the 80s, and y'all remember the little girl, Carol Ann, with the little girl with the blonde hair. She ended up dying. They claimed pneumonia. Well, I was doing, I don't know why I thought about that movie. Out of all the movies to think about, I don't know why I thought about that movie. I think I got curious about what if that lady that used to say, "Come to the light, Carol Ann." I said, I wonder if that lady is dead. And so I started doing some research, and I found this little article. These are different articles talking about what really had happened to Carol Ann. That allegedly Carol Ann they said they was doing Carol Ann, y'all. Hollywood has always, and Corey Feldman said that, he said the number one problem in Hollywood is and always will be pedophilia. And so Carol Ann's mother dropped her off, they say, at this casting call, casting call or whatever. She was supposed to do an audition. She was there with all of these producers, all of these male producers. They said they don't know if Carol Ann's mom knew what was going on, but why would she always feel so comfortable to drop her child off with these male producers? Okay. And so they said whatever happened to Carol Ann, it got really sadistic and it sent the child into a shock. What a lot of people don't know is Carol Ann's mother, they ended up paying her off. Okay. Carol Ann's parents and stuff ended up getting paid off, but they said it always happened, but they started using, this time they use objects and stuff on their child that it sent her into a shock. Okay. It sent her into a shock. Y'all can go look at it yourselves, okay? And that's actually how she died. And because they paid her parents off, they was able to cover it up. Y'all, it's a darn shame that this stuff has been going on for a very long time. I know y'all know about Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple talked about how they talked about how things had happened to Shirley Temple. That was dating way back in the 50s and stuff. What these producers and stuff, these casting directors was doing to Shirley Temple, it caused her to have a drinking problem, right? So this stuff has been going on forever. And to see people in our community joining in to continue these atrocities and stuff that has happened to children and happened to women, and now they're doing it to men, it's a darn shame before God, y'all. That's not supposed to be going on. So I look at this as an exposition. God says Pharaoh gonna let my people go. And that is what is happening. When it's all said and done, with all this demonic stuff that go on, there is still a God, and he is still almighty. And when he gets tired, it's going to come out anyways. That's the reason why I say, God, have your way. Let it all come out, because it's supposed to have been came out anyways. They talk about how the internet is the devil, but God says, I'll make the enemy the footstool. It's the very thing that they call themselves the internet, that they use, created, brought about for other demonic stuff that God is using to expose them. Okay? Because with the TV medias, it was very controlled. It was very controlled. They could blackball you. We didn't, if they didn't want you, wouldn't be seen no more. But now you got the internet. Okay? You got the internet, and people are able to really get their message and stuff out. So I just feel like it's an exposition. But as it relates to Christian Keys, I think something new has come up, and they're dangling his job and his livelihood in his face and got him up under a lot of pressure. and he refuses to allow them to annihilate his manhood by getting on his knees and sucking somebody's penis. Okay. And it has ran him straight to the internet, but I'm glad he got the proof. But people can't turn the blind eye. We can't go and prop these people back up in high places that they never had no position in anyway. Some of these folks got celebrities in high places that they should only have God anyways. Well, Beyonce, that's my God. They went and made a church of Beyonce in down there in Atlanta. Okay. So I'm happy to see all of this stuff going out. Okay. I'm glad he's got the recordings. I'm just happy about all of it. I'm tickled pink to see it starting to come out and play out before everybody's eyes. You know why? Because when God starts to tear something down and people start putting pressure on these people, and the way to do it is to start backing away from them with your resources. They don't understand nothing other than, well, we ain't gonna support you no more. They don't care about you cussing them out. They don't care about you fussing. They don't care about you crying. They don't care about nothing other than you pulling back your resources. When you stop supporting them and demand a change, that's when you stop supporting them with your finances. That's when you're gonna see a change. You can't fuss and then support them. That's an oxymoron, because they don't give a damn about what you feel. But when you fuss and you pull your money back, that's when you start to see a change. But we have to collectively stick together instead of being jealous. It's some men looking at him now saying, I'm glad they doing that to that light-skinned nigga, because he think he fine anyways. Jealousy is as deadly as the grave. Okay, the Bible says that jealousy is as cruel as the grave. And we see that jealousy is the mother of all evil. It gives birth to everything evil. Normally, when somebody does something to somebody, oftentimes it is conceived and birthed from jealousy. And a lot of people ain't trying to control that, because I never thought I would live to see the day where men would sit up competing with women. We see that on here on the YouTube, how men sit up and want to assault women because they want to compete with them. I remember a time where that made a man feel less than a man to be sitting up competing with a woman. Men, when they want to compete, he got a car, I'm gonna go get a car better than that. I'm gonna put rims on it. Okay, that's how men competed. You know what I mean? They always wanted to show you who can pee better. You know how men are. But we've come a long way from grace when you start seeing men being catty and arguing with women. Hey, I didn't come from that era. I didn't. And a lot of these other Negroes didn't either, because they ain't no spring chickens on here. Okay. So, he said, yes, sir, we need a mass boycott. Yes, indeed. And not just for a sack and a reconnection with the Almighty. I absolutely agree, K-Love. It's got to be a reconnection. Now, I always say it's got to be a renewal of the mind with our people. Okay. Because if that's Tyler Perry, what he gonna have to do, Tyler Perry basically came out on Oprah. Okay. A lot of people, it went over their heads. Before Oprah even went off of the air, she was when she did that interview with Tyler, she said he was talking about how he had been assaulted sexually as a child. And he said that because of that, it confused him all the way up until he was 29 years old. What a man was basically saying that, if it confused him up until he was 29 or 30 years old, he was basically saying that, he had been out there being with men. But that went over a lot of people's head. And I just tend to think that he still is. And it's okay if that's what he is, because, a lot of people say allegedly Tyler Perry can't come out because he has a real big Christian fan base. But I mean, now we see how a lot of these damn Christians get down. Like I said, they likes to pick and choose who they going to annihilate. Well, they heard said that, how they talk. God said that being gay is an abomination. Nigga, you molest kids. So they're gonna pick and choose what's an abomination. Because to me, a nigga that's doing pedophilia stuff, or rapists and all that, ought to be hung. That's an abomination. But they put a lot of emphasis on two men doing that, in which I believe God made woman for man. Don't get it twisted. Okay, that's not being judgmental. That's just what I believe. I don't, I don't believe in them. People do what they want to do, but I have my beliefs. But I'm not going to be disrespectful because two men decide that they want to go together. It's consensual. I have issues with these folks messing with these kids and trying to take some from somebody sexually. That's what I have issues with. But we don't hear people saying that that's an abomination. Okay? Because it is. It is. It's an abomination. Don't nobody want to protect these kids. Well, we just gonna pray that spirit off of him. Okay. Well, two gay men, consensual men are getting married. That's an abomination. But then he be at the gay club. He think don't nobody. The very person that's preaching to be at the gay club and think don't nobody recognize him because he have his wig and dress on. Okay. See, I don't like hypocrites. I don't. I mean, we see how Eddie Long was doing it right. So, anyways, like I said, because we start getting into that tend to offend people because I say that I believe, but I don't let people control me either. Now, I see one of the things that's one of my pet peeves is when I say, well, I believe God made man for woman. I've never had any fantasies of being with no woman, and excuse my French, if I got any family member on here or any people on here, that are Christians that think the world of me, excuse my French, what I'm getting ready to say, but I don't I don't have any fantasies about being with no woman, and a bitch better not touch me sexually. And I wish a nigga that I get with would ask me, baby, can we have a fantasy? Because I'm going to get that shotgun for that bitch ass nigga. Excuse my French. Because I don't get down like that. You're going to respect how I feel. So I have an issue with a person saying, well, you just being judgmental. You don't like gay people, sis, because you don't go that way. That's trying to control how I feel. And I don't let people control me. That makes me fire engine mad. Okay, makes me hotter than fish grease. Okay. But I feel like children are not being protected. Okay. Because oftentimes when you see people that go that way, it is because they were not protected as children. And I believe Tyler Perry when he says it confused him, because often that's what it was. You hear Donnie McClurkin talking about that, because I read his book. Okay. Because I like to read. I'm nosy. I like to go and read people's autobiographies. Okay. And I read his autobiography, and he talked about how his uncle and his uncle's son, okay, did that to him, and it messed up his sexuality. And when he was a teenager, when he knew that it was not right, and he started going to a lot of the deacons and stuff in the church to try and get help because he wanted some deliverance, they started doing it to him too. They started taking advantage of him too. He said it was the women in the church that started teaching him how to act like a man, how to handle himself like a man, how to sit like a man, because when he went to the men in the church, they took advantage of him. That's what's in his book. Okay. Selena Gomez was treated like Cassie by Scooter Braun and Bieber, allegedly. It's very sad what they do at Hillsong too. Oh, wow. They do it at Hillsong? It says the community always play victim. If you don't agree with their lifestyle, they'll say you're judging them. Right. The thing now is, if you say that you don't agree with something, that's going on in the Jewish community. You anti-Semitic. You anti-Semitic. Don't y'all stop. Stop me, Lord, because I'll get started. Y'all know how I am. The same way within the Black community, with a lot of us cuckabug heads, that when they go out and break up in these people's houses and, they want to go and put little girls in human trafficking as soon as the FBI kick their dough in and take them down and charge them federal. They just trying to take a black mains down. That's what the cuckabug heads say. Nigga, nobody made you go snatch them little girls. They just don't want to see a black man doing good. You think you're supposed to do good by putting little girls and women in trafficking and prostitution. But then get the hollering about they just don't want to see. They just doing it because I'm a black man. And what makes me mad is the black men ain't handling that, because ain't no other black man supposed to feel comfortable enough to be in the community doing nothing to the women and kids. Okay? But instead, they want to see how far Scooter can go. I'll never forget when I was working for the Memphis Police Department, they ended up arresting some men. It was some men in the neighborhood saw this guy snatch this girl and take her into an abandoned house and start assault. He started sexually assaulting her. And instead of them doing something about it, when he finished, he called all of them in. And when they got down, they were saying, well, we didn't want to do it. We just did it because, bruh said it was okay. You see a girl screaming and hollering and got a sock in her mouth because she's screaming and hollering because she don't want this done. And you think it's okay? But then they mamas come down there. They just doing that to my son because we live in South Memphis. They know we poor black folk. That's why they doing that. That little girl was fast anyway. That's why don't nobody take our people seriously, y'all. That's why I say it has to be a renewal of the mind within our community. Ain't nobody doing no correction. Because if those had been my sons, I'd have came down there with my girl. I'm telling you, with my bat. Because regardless to how fast a little girl is, they didn't have no business dragging her into that house and doing that to her. These was 19, 20, 21-year-old boys. They knew better. And then sit up and say, well, I didn't do it. I wasn't going to do it. But, bro said, And then they get their nappy head mamas coming down there, screaming and hollering at the police. Not mine. Not mine. You do it to somebody else's, but you ain't finna mess over mine. And her son had admitted to doing that. So, child, it has to be a renewal of the mind in our community. And it ain't going to get no better. We're going to stay in bondage until we have a different mindset. I'm telling you. It ain't going to get no better until we have a different mindset. I know we living in the last days when you have young men in their 20s breaking up. And don't tell me it didn't happen, because it happened right out in East Memphis. I've seen so much stuff, y'all. I worked for the police department for 20 years. I done seen so much stuff. It's ridiculous. I remember they broke into a lady's house. The lady was almost 90 years old, y'all. They broke into her house because they knew that it was an old lady that lived there in that house. They beat that old lady to a pulp and then turned around and raped her. Y'all know them OGs and stuff they were supposed to be somewhere stinking. They weren't even supposed to be welcome. They should have been in hiding because they already knew what was going to happen when they were seen. But instead, they embrace stuff like that. And that's the reason why a lot of stuff is happening to these black men, because they're supposed to be the leaders of the black community. And then they get mad at us women because we've had to take the position of being the leader when that's the position that they put us in. Hell, as strong as I am, I want a man to lead me. But he can't lead me if he ain't righteous. He can't lead me if he ain't doing what a man is supposed to do, and that's providing and protecting. You have me, well, I'm the leader of the household, nigga. You don't even work. You can't lead me. But they're supposed to be leading and protecting their women and their children. Instead, you see men their sons are getting shot down in the street every single day. And then they'll look to their son's little brother and say, you better not tell the police we ain't no rats. But you just got to bury your son next week, nigga. That's the reason why I say it's got to be a renewal of the mind. You know, you got the girls doing it now. My friend said these y'all it's too bad. It is. It ain't gonna get no better until we change our mindset. Cypress says, I'm trying to lead a couple of women. Non-Cypress, you supposed to lead your wife and your children. And that's the reason why these men getting knocked all over across the head now, because they got too many lustful spirits on them. Trying to be with more than one woman is getting them hurt. But anyways, y'all, back to Christian Keys. If the first person that came to my mind, it was TP. That's the first thing I thought about when I first heard him say, when I first saw that video. Yeah, and I believe it was yesterday. I was like, I wonder if it's Tyler Perry, because I've only ever seen him in Tyler Perry movies, and but it could be he's played in other stuff too. So it could be, people are saying it's Robert Smith, he's the billionaire. Somebody just said that allegedly Tyler Perry's name has been cleared. So maybe he has cleared Tyler Perry's name. I don't know, but maybe he has. If it's not Tyler, we're not accusing anybody. We're just saying we don't know. But whoever it is, I hope this prompts them to get some act right. I hope that it does, because this stuff has to stop in Hollywood, so that, it's a lot of people, because it's a lot of people that's talented enough to be in Hollywood, right? Y'all know that, but they're not in Hollywood. And I think it has to do a lot to do with God protecting them because of the evilness. And it's time for God. I think God is ready to start promoting his people that truly love God and that live for God. And he has truly given them a talent. It's a lot of folks ain't even got no talent, but because they down with a lot of that devilish stuff, they blackball the people that have morals and just prop up these other folks. And we go, how they make it? They ain't even got no talent. That's because they're just propping people up with no talent and suppressing the ones that's got talent because they got morals. And God is tired of that. I think God is going to start raising his people up and removing all of these evil people, exposing them and removing them. And it couldn't come fast enough. Okay. Ronald says, all I need is one good woman. I'm a loyal Leo. You're a Leo. Shout out to the Leos. I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo woman. I'm a Leo too. That's the reason why y'all hear me roaring all the time. I'm real. I fuss a lot, but I'm cool. I be fussing. They said Robert Smith is one of the billionaires. That's what I heard on another channel. Thank you, Vaj Veggies. I'm definitely, when people ask me all the time, what's your sign? Believe it or not, though, when I'm not on here, when I'm not on my TV show, if you see me out somewhere, when people see me out, I'm real quiet and reserved. I sit off by myself. If they get offended, they go, but you was talking like this, and that. And I go, okay, well, yeah. I'm not real talk. I'm really shy and reserved. A lot of people don't know that, though. TT Baby says, don't work and want to sleep all day. That's what it is, TT Baby. They don't work. They don't. Showball says he was born August the 8th. Shout out to all the Leos. I don't mean no harm, you know, but the Leos that's the best sign. I don't mean no harm, but the Leo sign is the best sign. That's the lion. I'm definitely a lioness. I am obsessed with lions. As a matter of fact, I think I might look at me a lion documentary today because I love looking at lions. I study everything about lions. I love everything about them, how they hunt, how strategic they are. I just love everything about lions. Right, Irvin Mack, you absolutely right. All of my friends that I grew up with, you ask Vanessa, they go, we can't believe that you actually doing some stuff like on TV or on doing a vlog. You don't even talk. You don't even talk to people. You're too reserved. That's the reason why I don't go out a lot, you know, unless I have to, because I'm so reserved. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, let's see how many likes we got. Make sure you all hit the like button. Y'all run the likes up for me. We're only at 95 likes, so hit the like button for me, guys. Hit the like button. Run the likes up. Yeah, Jeff, you always say that Leos don't have big egos. Leos have big hearts. I have a very, very, very big heart. I'm real free-hearted. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. Okay. If you come to me, but I mean, I don't, Leos have very big hearts. You know, I was thinking about that one day. I was looking at this. I was like, I don't see how people can sit, like, even if I get ready to go somewhere, if I know I'm gonna have some food, I'm not selfish. I'll call and say, how many have y'all eaten? Because I know I'm hungry. I'm gonna be walking in there eating. I can't sit there and eat in front of everybody. Okay, well, I'm gonna bring something for everybody because I'm not getting ready to sit and eat in front of everybody, especially if I know that there are children. If I know there are children there, I'm automatically taking some more food. Because kids, whether they eating or not, they're gonna want to eat again. But people can be so, I know I got the biggest heart now. The only flaw that I think that I have, and I don't know if this is with all Leos, if you cross me, you don't have but one time with me. Because when I love you for real, whether you my friend or my family member. I love people very hard. I'm very territorial of my family and friends. I'm very protective of my family and friends, and I love them for real. I love them so hard. So if you cross me, you don't get another chance to scar my heart like that. So when you cross me, I tell people, before you cross me, you better think about if you're gonna be okay with never having me in your life again, because that's what it's gonna be. But my New Year's resolution has been to forgive. My grandmama taught me that. My grandmama always taught me, let one hurt do. If they hurt you, let that dude feel it, go through it, and let it be. Let one hurt do. Don't go back for a second hurt. Just let that one hurt do. You know how country folks are. She used to always say, baby, just let one hurt do. Let one hurt do. And that's how I live my life. Now I've given some second chances, but I shouldn't have, because I didn't really forgive them. She says Scorpios, we do have big hearts. Unfortunately, it can get us some messed up situations sometimes. Absolutely. I'm very giving. I am. Like folks say all the time, you be giving people information, you be telling them how to do this and that. You need to charge for your knowledge. I be wanting to see folks do well. It's enough for everybody. Like, I mean, as far as my profession, I charge for that. But as far as trying to put some people up on some game on how to get some money, I don't be thinking second. I don't have a covetousness spirit, but I have to be very careful. I like for people to be upfront with me. instead of trying to be sneaky and sly about it. Now, I don't like for people, if I'm selling this, people walk into my office, into my investigative company, and they'll say, well, can you run this, and that for me? I go, yeah. Well, can you tell me if they see I'm a black girl, you own this? Well, can you just tell me how to do it? No, bitch, get out of my office. That makes me mad as hell because they don't walk into them white investigators' offices and do that. Oh, excuse my French. That makes me mad. You have such a big heart. The world needs more of you. Thank you, Vaj Veggies. But anyways, you guys, I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted to get on here and talk about that. I'm going to get back on tonight. But what I'm getting ready to do is, y'all, I have not eaten. I got to break my fast. So I'm getting ready to grill me some chicken and look at a movie. And then I think I'll get back on tonight. But I'm getting ready to grill me some chicken. And I think I might either make me some baked candied yams or I might make me some Spanish rice or some yellow rice. I don't know. But anyways, you guys, I spoil me other half for sure. Yeah, it's good to spoil yourself. But I love you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I've enjoyed being on here with y'all. I miss y'all. That's the reason why I had to come on because I've been working. A sister been working. And but I'm gonna come back on tonight though. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. Be safe. Have a good Sunday dinner and love on your family. Okay. I'll talk to you later.